There's a specific kind of person who genuinely believes most people are good at their core, who gives second chances more than they probably should, who feels other people's pain almost physically, and who still manages to hold on to their values no matter how many times that trust gets broken. That person is probably an INFJ born in the year of the pig. I'm Jhonna. This is Jhonna Unfiltered. We're continuing the INFJ Chinese Zodiac series, and today we're looking at INFJ combined with the year of the pig. Pig years include 1947, 1959, 1971, 1983, 1995, 2007, 2019, and 2031. Quick disclaimer before we start. I don't treat zodiac signs or personality types as fixed definitions of anyone. These are tools for self-reflection, not labels. Take what connects and leave the rest. I'm also not a psychologist or astrologer, just someone who finds these patterns genuinely worth exploring. Let me explain both sides of this combination before we look at how they interact. INFJ stands for introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. People who identify with this type are typically described as deeply empathetic, idealistic, and unusually perceptive about people and situations. They pick up on what's happening beneath the surface of things. They care strongly about meaning and authenticity. They don't open up easily, but when they do commit to someone or something, that commitment is total. They also have a well-documented ability to sense dishonesty or misalignment in a person before they can fully articulate what they're picking up on. And they're known for holding firm moral standards in a way that doesn't bend based on social pressure or convenience. Now, the pig in Chinese astrology. The pig is consistently described as one of the warmest and most sincere signs in the entire zodiac cycle. Pig people are known for being honest, generous, and genuinely kind without it being a performance. They don't play social games. They mean what they say. They care about the people around them in a very straightforward way and tend to assume the best about others unless given a strong reason not to. They also have a strong sense of fairness and a genuine discomfort with cruelty or injustice. The challenges associated with the pig include a tendency toward overtrusting, which can make them vulnerable to people who take advantage of their goodness. They can also struggle with saying no, with setting firm limits, and with the specific kind of exhaustion that comes from giving too much without replenishing themselves. So when INFJ and pig combine, what you get is a personality that I describe as the compassionate truth seeker. Someone whose empathy is deep, whose values are non-negotiable, and whose default orientation toward people is genuine goodwill, even when that goodwill has been misused before. Let me break down what this combination actually looks and feels like in practice. The first quality that defines this pairing is the depth of the empathy. INFJs already feel what other people are going through in a way that can be almost physical. The pig amplifies the warmth component of that. This isn't just sensitivity to emotional states. It's a genuine investment in other people's well-being. The INFJ pig doesn't just notice that someone is struggling. They feel responsible for helping. They feel the weight of other people's pain, and they can't easily set it down. This makes them extraordinarily supportive to the people in their lives. They're the ones who show up, who remember what you're going through and follow up to check, who can sit with someone in difficult moments without rushing to fix everything or make the discomfort go away. But it also means they can absorb a lot of other people's emotional weight, and if they're not careful about limits, they end up depleted in ways that aren't always visible. The second quality is the sincerity. Both INFJ and pig are oriented toward authenticity in ways that are quite specific. The INFJ genuinely cannot tolerate sustained dishonesty in their environment. They sense it before they can prove it, and it creates a kind of low-level distress that accumulates. The pig, meanwhile, is constitutionally honest. They don't dissemble or pretend. What they say is what they mean. Combined, these two influences create a person who is both transparent in their own communication and unusually quick to detect inauthenticity in others. This can be socially awkward sometimes. Not because the INFJ pig is rude. They're actually quite gentle in how they interact with people, but because they find it genuinely difficult to participate in the kind of social performance that a lot of human interaction requires. The small lies, the face-saving untruths, the conversations where nobody is actually saying what they mean. All of that costs the INFJ pig something that more socially flexible people don't feel the same way. The third quality is the particular vulnerability that comes with this combination, which is the tendency to overtrust. The INFJ already wants to believe in the potential of people. They often see what someone could become rather than only what they currently are. The pig's natural goodwill and tendency to assume positive intent amplifies that. Together, these two qualities can create a pattern where the INFJ pig stays in situations, relationships, or commitments longer than is healthy because they genuinely believe that the person will grow, or that the situation will improve, or that their continued care will eventually be enough to shift things. This is a naivety in the sense of being unaware. Often, the INFJ pig has already sensed that something is wrong. They simply want to give the benefit of the doubt. They want to believe in the person's better nature. And that combination of clear perception and optimistic goodwill can keep them invested in situations that a more cynical person would have left much earlier. The growth edge here is learning to honor both the perception and the goodwill at the same time. To say, I see what this is, and I care about this person, and I also need to make a decision that protects my own well-being. Not choosing between clarity and compassion, but holding both without letting either one override the other. The fourth quality is the moral seriousness. INFJs have clear values and they live by them consistently. The pig adds a quality of genuine fairness and a real discomfort with injustice that reinforces those values. When the INFJ pig sees something that's wrong, whether it's cruelty, dishonesty, or someone being treated unfairly, they don't easily ignore it. They might not respond dramatically. They often don't. But they don't forget. And they have a very hard time continuing to engage comfortably with situations or people that consistently violate their sense of what's fair. This is one of the reasons this combination tends to be drawn to work that has genuine purpose attached to it. Teaching, counseling, writing, advocacy, healthcare, any field where the work connects directly to helping people in some real way. They're not particularly motivated by status or financial reward in isolation. They need to feel that what they're doing actually matters to someone. When that meaning is present, they're capable of sustained effort and deep commitment. When it's absent, the work feels hollow in a way that's hard to push past. Let me talk about the emotional world of this combination in a bit more depth, because I think it's one of the most misunderstood aspects. From the outside, the INFJ pig often appears calm, warm, and very emotionally available to others. And in a sense, they are. They're good at listening. They're good at holding space. They're good at being the stable presence that other people lean on. What's less visible is what's happening internally. They're processing constantly, reflecting on conversations, examining relationships, carrying concerns about people they love, and managing a much richer and more turbulent interior life than their composed exterior suggests. The pig's tendency toward peace and comfort means this combination really does need genuine rest and genuine safety in their environment. Conflict, tension, and emotional chaos don't just inconvenience them. They genuinely deplete them. And unlike some other types who can compartmentalize stress and function regardless, the INFJ pig tends to absorb the emotional atmosphere of their environment and carry it with them. Being in a peaceful, harmonious space isn't a luxury for this combination. It's a functional necessity. The guilt tendency is also worth naming honestly. Both INFJs and pigs can struggle with a pervasive sense of not having done enough, of having let someone down, of not living up to their own standards of what they should be providing to the people around them. That guilt is often disproportionate to the actual situation. But because this combination internalizes things deeply and holds itself to high standards, the feeling is very real even when the reasoning behind it isn't. What the INFJ pig is learning, at whatever stage of life they're in, is that care for others and care for themselves aren't in competition. That setting a limit on what they give isn't the same as being unkind. That the sincerity they bring to every relationship deserves to be directed inward as well. That they're allowed to need things, not just provide them. At their best, this combination produces people who make other people feel genuinely safe. Not because they're telling people what they want to hear, but because they're honest, they're consistent, they actually see the person in front of them, and they genuinely care about what they find. That combination of perception and goodwill and integrity is genuinely rare. Before I close, I'd love to hear from you. If you're an INFJ born in the year of the pig, does this description feel accurate to your experience? And if you know someone who fits this combination, what's the quality about them that stands out most? Drop it in the comments because real personal experience always adds something that research alone can't fully capture. Thank you so much for spending a part of your day with me here at Jhonna, Unfiltered. For those of you who are new to this space, I want to share a little bit about what I'm building here. This channel is my personal and learning diary. I am an ESL tutor and a solo dweller in the Philippines, living a life fueled by curiosity. Whether I'm researching the hidden traits of animals, diving into the mysteries of the natural world, or exploring the deep threads that connect Filipino, Japanese, and Korean cultures, this is where I document my journey. I believe that as technology and the world grow more advanced, our minds should grow right along with them. I use this text-to-speech voice to tell my stories for a very practical reason. As a full-time teacher, I have to be incredibly careful with my vocal cords. Managing vocal nodules means I must save my voice for my students in the classroom, but I refuse to let that silence my creativity. Using these digital tools allows me to share my research and my life with you while protecting my health. On this channel, there are no fixed themes and no performances, just honest documentation. From insights gathered in my global classroom to my experiences crafting a solo retirement lifestyle on my own terms, this is my way of staying productive and moving forward. I am currently working toward my goal of 1,000 subscribers, so I can turn this passion into a sustainable future for myself and my pets. If you found something meaningful in today's video, please consider subscribing to help me reach that milestone. Your support, whether it's a comment or a view, truly helps me keep the depressing thoughts at bay and keeps my focus on building something beautiful. If you'd like to support my journey even more, you can check out the buy a treat for my pets link in the description. Shiro and the rest of the pack send their thanks. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I'm Jhonna, and I'll see you in the next one.